Welcome back to Flashrock Live and my medicine chest. Flashrock tonight is going to try to make you feel comfortably numb by prescribing a heavy dose of D.
Trying to talk to you just like you want me to. Again, the reason why I can't. You've only talked so long and everything is wrong. My point is lost in worthless rant. Respond to me, I need your word. Don't let me open up just so I get hurt. Respond to me, I need your word. Don't let me open up just so I get hurt. You really think I'm weak? Your lie has sprung a leak. Or at least that's what you tell your friends. And I am so alone, no one to call my own. Yet still I remain your loyal fan. Respond to me, I need your word. Don't let me open up just so I get hurt. Respond to me, I need your word. Don't let me open up just so I get hurt. You side with criticized and you don't realize of no one left to turn to now. My marks were never bad, the best you ever had, and now it's only what you will allow. Respond to me, I need your word. Don't let me open up just so I get hurt. Respond to me, I need your word. Don't let me open up just so I get hurt. Respond to me, 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 respond to me. Sit down. Tell me all the things you feel. How can I believe that all you say is real when your actions tell me something different? Your actions tell me something different. Didn't anyone stop to show you how to do this? It's important. All the things you seem to twist when your actions tell me something different. Your actions tell me something different. supposed to be. I can't tell you what this means to me. It's not okay, it's not okay, it's not okay, and it will never be. Action tells me something different. Action tells me something different. My feelings can't be even significant. How could I have been so naive not to know what this was about? When will I escape this fucking shadow? When will I shed the final doubt? I won't go through this again. I won't go through this again. Might as well just say the end. I won't go through this. I won't go through this again. I won't go through this again. Might as well just say the end. I won't go through this. How could I have been so stupid? Think that I was in the clear. How could I have been so fucking deaf not to listen to my fear? I won't go through this again. I won't go through this again. Might as well just say the end. I won't go through this. I won't go through this again. I won't go through this again. Might as well just say the end. I won't go through this. Oh, it makes me sick to think about it. Oh, please just be honest with me. It's the worst thing in the world to think I'll never be free. I won't go through this again. I won't go through this again. Might as well just say the end. I won't go through this. I won't go through this again. I won't go through this again. Might as well just say the end. I won't go. Thank you.
So we're sitting here with D at Flashrock Live. They just, as you just witnessed, went through a really kick-ass set. I had the privilege of seeing these guys live a couple months ago. Same energy that they put on here, they put on live. So if you ever get a chance to check these guys out, definitely go see them. Great, great music. Gentlemen, introduce yourselves and tell them what you do in the band if we got blind people out there.
Go ahead.
I'm Chris. I play guitar, rhythm guitar.
Right on.
Mike Quinn, bass guitar.
Goliath, guitar.
And I'm Darren. I play the drums.
So, I mean, I've been stated to quoting things like we've had the musical equivalent to like 10th degree black belts. So with these guys, though, I mean, they're masters at their instruments, but I get like these guys are Zen masters with what they do.
Wow.
As you heard, I mean, just a nice variety of kind of gets it mellow, kind of gets it heavy, kind of like gets you full speed and brings you back down again. Give us a little insight into the band. How did you guys get started? Actually, well, let's do this. How long have you been a band?
We've been a band for about 7 or 8 years. We've got 8 albums. I put out one each and every year.
Nice.
And it just started off with Mike Quinn here, and Goliath. It was just the 3 of us. And I used to use a sampler because I wanted to make the sound like, you know, more like electronic and
fuller.
have it, yeah, and everything like that. So then after a couple of years, I decided to dump the sampler. So we brought in a guitar player, and his name is Jack, and he went on tour with Korn.
Oh, okay.
And so then we brought in Chris to take his place, and Chris is, beautifully matches all of the sampler stuff and frees me up to do more stuff, and we can play smaller clubs, that kind of stuff.
Right,
because
right.
a lot of the clubs didn't really know how to mix the sampler with the drums, and then the drums, and then
Some places just really aren't set up for
They
that,
just are like, oh my gosh, what do I do?
maybe another 10 years, but right now, you got to do it for
Yeah, exactly.
Well, you mentioned that you've got 8 albums out. Right here, I've got Volume 3. You said you put out one each year.
Yeah, our most recent one's called Volume 8, and is a live album that we did. It's a compilation
nice.
of, about 6 or 7 shows that we did, and I just put on, the best of each song from each one of those, that kind of a thing. So,
Right on. Very
yeah.
cool. So kind of like a retrospective of the last 8 years then.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. And it turned out real nice, so everybody's been asking us, your albums, they're so electronic, you do these in the studio and stuff like that, we want to hear what you sound like live, the energy and that stuff. So, I ended up doing that, and everybody's been real pleased with it, and,
It looks like it. I mean, every time I've seen, the one time I've seen you guys play, and as you could hear on the webcast at the end of it, everybody here was just totally digging it. You guys really pick it up and get people going with the music, as opposed to a lot of other bands. You're just kind of sitting there going, yeah, all right, cool, nice riff, all right, whatever. You guys really got something going on here. Now, you've got a little bit of a different setup than most bands do. You've got the drummer out front. You've got pretty much the front guys, as they're usually referred to, all hanging out in the back. Is that any reason in particular, other than because you sing, or that's it right there? Did I just nail it on the head?
Yeah, pretty much. But there is kind of a concept to it. I mean, when I first was thinking about the concept of the band, because I was always the drummer for other bands and things, and I thought, so many of the drummers, they just sing and they're in the back and you can't see them. I mean, Fleetwood Mac and Phil Collins, these kinds of guys, and it's just like by the end they got to come up in front and stuff.
Right.
So I thought I could use the concept of what the piano players do, the Elton Johns and the Billy Joels, and just turn my drum sideways and sing, make it like a
Sweet.
piano, but it'll be like a kit, So
Very
that's
cool.
that's kind of where that concept came from. And of course, it's like a sound man's nightmare. They kind of go, what are you doing? Why are you bringing this?
You're fucking with my flow,
exactly.
man.
So, but we've never had any problems with it. By the end of the set, they're just like, come back anytime.
Right,
Set up
right.
right there. Here you go.
Yeah, well, you guys came in, set up, sound checked, it was all good. It's like, for all the difficulties you're saying you're having, it looks like you guys have got it down to an art science. Come and do your thing, and leave the place in devastation in a good way. Well, I could go on about what I think you guys sound like, and I heard a lot of very different things going on, but I'd rather hear what you guys think you guys sound like, or what your influences are, what kind of shaped you guys into doing what you're doing.
Well, go ahead, Bliss. Tell them what's like your best influences.
I play a bunch of different instruments, and they vary widely. In fact, I didn't even play with guitar till I talked him into letting me join the band. I didn't even play with guitar.
Dude, please let me get in there. I don't play the instrument that you
Well,
need,
I
but I
can
want to
do
be in
it,
the
though.
band. I'll learn.
So it's varied, everything, classical music on up to just weird Ethiopian music to classic rock and roll, everything. It's I basically think music is art in general. The listener observer is always right. They think it's good, it's good. They think it's bad, it's bad. So I always say listen to the best music. I don't listen to any of the crap.
Nice. Good philosophy. Listen to that out there, up-and-coming musicians. Very good philosophy. How about you?
As you can probably tell, a lot of the thumb style, a lot of Stanley Clark, a lot of Jocko, Vic Wooten, a lot of people, when I came up, were listening to more mainstream. A lot of my CD collection and influences more off the beaten path, jam bands, Colonel Bruce Hampton, Aquarium Rescue Unit. I'm a player's player. I love to watch great musicians, but I also love the sound of just a sound and a beat so heavy it shakes your chest while you play. So try to mix the technicality
Nice.
with just a little bit of just thunder and beat on you, and
Yeah, I think
when
it
you
comes
walk
off.
out of there going, whew. So,
Well, I did the first time I saw you guys, just like, my God, that bass player's fucking incredible. Oh, man.
thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you. How about you? What's getting you doing your thing?
Well, I was classically raised on piano, and I did that until I was about 17, and suddenly decided there was more chicks with guitars than with pianos.
Yeah, this is true. Usually.
So from that point, I became a meat potatoes guy. Jimmy Page, Hendrix, a lot of jazz, and just Zach Wild, those kind of guys, just the guys who come out and kick ass and love to play and love to really get into the spirit of doing good stuff.
The guitarist with a statement, so to speak.
Exactly.
Nice. How about you, Darren? What's I mean?
Well, I was actually thinking, what were you thinking?
If you really want to know, I mean, you know,
go ahead.
I'm getting a little bit of they're definitely the Floyd vibe because I'm a big Floyd fan. But
Really?
I felt a lot of the Floyd vibe. I felt a lot of just the kind of some of that 70s, not so much like the avant-garde rock, but just the good, straight-ahead, you know, rock and roll, kind of like Egos, Leonard Skinner. So if you kind of mix that together, you get this nice, well, like I said, Zen masters at what you guys are doing. Seriously, you know, it's a nice, positive vibe that I'm picking up off you guys. So.
Cool. I'll remember that.
Yeah, I don't want to go home and dye my hair black and cut myself so I know I can feel. It's like I want to go out and like have a good time, you know. And I do want to go through this again.
That's really funny. It's like all these songs are like saying to go do that.
No translate.
It's like the blues is cathartic.
Do it.
You know,
Exactly.
well, it's that reverse psychology theory. You know, you don't put the drugs and alcohol on the top shelf because the kids will definitely get it. Keep it on the bottom shelf.
Very
you know?
good.
And they don't do it. So.
Very good.
So you guys are definitely rocking it. All right, what's going on as far as you guys go? Where can they reach you on the web? If anybody really wants to get a hold of one of these volumes, 1 through 8, or if you know, where can they find these?
You go to www.dvolume.com. With you know, we've got a store in there where you can buy them all. We're setting up all kinds of new stores so you can get them on iTunes and that kinds of stuff. You know, we're kind of still in the process right now, but should be up in about a month. And of course, MySpace backslash or forward slash, whatever you want to call it, Toxic Blow.
Toxic Blow, nice.
Yeah, that comes from one of the lyrics of one of our tunes. So
Very cool.
yeah.
Well, go check these guys out. Go try to see them live somewhere because, again, I'm guaranteeing you're going to like really be in a good mood, have a good time. It's going to be great. Before we go, I want to give you guys a chance, and I hope I'm not putting you on the spot with this, but I do it to every band, so screw it. Parting words. What do you want to say to the world? Because that's who's watching you right now.
Don't be afraid to play one note if it's the right one.
Yeah.
Don't overplay.
Check D out. Check Flashrock out. Have a good night. We're out.
Yeah!
Yeah. Well done, guys. Thanks again. Very good.
Thanks a lot.
Fucking
A, B, C, and D.
Thank you, man.
Very cool.
I was gonna say the band, but that would be like aging me.
Thank you, man.
Sensation just took me to another realm. It wasn't here. It wasn't on this earth. I went somewhere else. And it was just total peace and joy and love and complete.
Open up just so I can hurt. Respond to me. I need your word. Don't let me open up just so I can hurt. Trying to talk to you just like you want me to. Again, the reason why I can't. You've only talked so long, then everything is wrong. My point is lost in worthless rant. Respond to me, I need your word. Don't let me open up just so I get hurt. Respond to me, I need your word. Don't let me open up.
Welcome back to Flash Rock Live and my medicine chest. Flash Rock tonight is going to try to make you feel comfortably numb by prescribing a heavy dose of D.
side with criticized, and you don't realize of no one left to turn to now. My marks were never bad, the best you ever had, and now it's only what you will allow. Respond to me, I need your words, just so I get hurt. You really think I'm weak? Your lie has sprung a leak, or at least that's what you tell your friends. And I am so alone, no one to call my own, yet still I remain your loyal fan. Respond to me, I need your words, don't let me open up just so I get hurt. Respond to me, I need your words, don't let me open up just so I get hurt.